Welcome to Bond in 007, wherein I attempt to explain the plot of a James Bond movie in less than 7 minutes. It sounds much easier than it is, since the plot in a James Bond movie is secondary at best. The story is not the memorable part of any of the films, and honestly, for good reason. Today we're keeping the Roger Moore train running with 1983's Octopussy, a title that I do not enjoy saying. I've seen this film once before watching it for this video, but I remember the plot being particularly convoluted, so this honestly may be the first mission failure of Bond 007, but let's find out. This is one of the movies where the cold open has nothing at all to do with the rest of the movie, so I can skip it and save some time. The important parts are fake mustache, fake horse, and foldable plane. Title sequence with another easy listening theme, this time All Time High by Rita Coolidge. In East Berlin, a clown frantically escapes from the circus, pursued by twin knife throwers Mishka and Grishka. Before the clown can cross over into West Berlin, he's struck by a blade and floats down the river, still able to make his way to the British Embassy in West Berlin before collapsing, dropping a Fabergé egg. In M's office, we learn the egg was a fake, as was the clown, who was 009 in disguise. The real egg is going up for auction by an anonymous seller, and Bond is sent to the auction to identify the seller, who is suspected to be a Russian raising funds. Speaking of the Russians, Soviet officials meet to discuss ongoing disarmament talks between themselves and NATO forces. One attendee, General Orlov, is opposed, claiming that the Soviet army is stronger than ever and could easily overtake Europe by way of East Germany. General Gogol, who we've seen in several Bond movies, is averse to this plan, knowing that it would result in nuclear retaliation. Orlov is called to the Kremlin art repository, where he's told that the fake Fabergé egg, or fake Berger egg, has been lost, revealing that he is responsible for having the fake one made. He orders another to be made, but there is no time, so instead he orders that the real egg be retrieved from the auction. At Sotheby's auction house, Bond observes a woman with Kamal Khan, who is aggressively bidding for the egg far beyond its estimated value. James counters Khan's offer to see how badly he wants it, realizing that Kamal has most likely been ordered to buy it regardless of cost, which he does at £500,000. Back in M's office, Bond reveals that he switched the eggs at the auction, meaning Khan actually has the fake Berger, knowing that will smoke him out and potentially reveal who he's working for. James follows Khan to India, where he connects with local MI6 agent Vijay, who tells James where to find Khan, playing backgammon in the hotel's casino. Khan seems to have incredible luck, but Bond sees it's really his loaded dice. Bond joins Khan's table using the real egg as his collateral, making his position clear. Knowing that Kamal will have to oblige or risk revealing his secret of the loaded dice, James insists on using Khan's dice and of course wins. Khan's bodyguard Gobinda is less than amused. Gobinda and his team chase James and Vijay through the streets of India, with our heroes escaping by throwing all of the backgammon winnings into the crowd. Vijay takes Bond to his station's Q branch, where we find Q himself. In some of the movies, Q seems to straight up hate James for some reason, and this is one of those.
Oh, they missed you. What a pity.
Q places a microphone and homing device into the real Fabergé egg before Bond returns to his hotel, where he's met by Khan's lady friend, Magda. She relays a trade offer from Kamal.
The egg? For your life?
Bond offers his usual counter-proposal, and afterwards Magda takes flight with the real Fabergé, leaving James to be taken out by Gobinda. Bond awakens in Khan's palace and is brought to a rather formal dinner for being a hostage. Dissolving the bars on his window with an acid pen, he escapes from his room. He takes a break from his escape to be a pervert, and it's lucky he did, because he sees the arrival of General Orlov. Using the bug in the Fabergé egg, Bond is able to listen to their conversation. Khan is the man responsible for the fake Berger egg, and has been counterfeiting several of the pieces in the Kremlin art repository. Orlov then replaces the originals with the fakes and gives the real McCoys to Khan. Disguising himself as one of several dead bodies, Bond is taken out of the compound. He reveals himself, and Khan gives chase in a full-blown hunting party riding on an elephant. During the chase, Bond does a Tarzan impression, by which I mean literally. Back at Q Branch, James learns that Magda's tattoo is the symbol for the Amazonian gang led by a woman known as Octopussy. Using a robot alligator, he infiltrates her floating palace, but she's expecting his arrival. Khan comes calling to break the news of Bond's escape, only to discover that Octopussy is aware. Humiliated by Bond's escape and incensed by Octopussy's seeming acceptance of the agent, Kamal hires mercenaries to kill James, including this one with a sweet yo-yo saw. The Octopus gang specializes in smuggling jewels, but has branched out into other more legitimate endeavors, including a traveling circus, which also coincidentally can be used as a cover to move product across a continent. While James, let's say, reciprocates Octopussy's goodwill, Vijay is killed by Yo-Yo Saw, who then makes his way to the floating palace. Bond and Octopussy are able to defeat their would-be attackers, with Bond wrestling Yo-Yo Saw into the water, and he appears to be eaten by a passing alligator, but really it's his gator bot from before. Returning to Q, Bond learns of Vijay's death, and as always, the Allies' death signals the third act. Bond travels to East Germany, attending Octopussy's circus. To avoid being spotted, he hides behind a big fat guy. Back at the Kremlin, General Gogol discovers that the jewels have been replaced with fakes as their genuine counterparts are given to Octopussy and Khan by Orlov. The jewelry is hidden inside the human cannonball's cannon, which is then switched with another cannon concealing a nuclear warhead. The jewels have been a payoff to Khan in exchange for creating the fakes and facilitating the detonation of the bomb, which will take place at the circus on an American airbase in West Germany, leading NATO and the world at large to believe that the Americans had a nuclear accident, thus leading to nuclear disarmament of the West, making Orlov's plan from European domination at the beginning of the movie possible. This story is so dumb. To make things more complicated, Khan and Orlov plan to double-cross Octopussy the whole time, who knows nothing about the nuclear bomb, with one of the twins removing the jewels from her cannon and returning them to Orlov's car. Bond kills him and loads his body into the cannon. Orlov is cornered by Bond but gets away, chasing Bond as he races to board the West Germany-bound train of Octopussy in Orlov's car, which is found post-crash with the jewels in the trunk being discovered and recovered. Orlov rushes through security at the border, still trying to board the train to eliminate Bond, which the border guards honestly didn't care too much for. Discovering James aboard the train, Gobinda and Grishka fight him atop the train with Bond and the knife thrower tumbling into the woods, where the second twin is killed. In a stolen car, Bond speeds towards the Air Force Base with a trail of German cops behind him. Bond disguises himself as a clown, just as 009 did, to gain access into the circus, where the bomb timer has less than 4 minutes remaining. The base commander doesn't believe the clown, who tells them there's a nuclear bomb inside of a prop cannon, which is understandable. Octopussy, after realizing it's James, believes him and uncovers the bomb behind a locked panel. James disarms the bomb because of course he does. Khan and Gobinda are preparing to flee from his palace, which is infiltrated by Octopussy's female forces. As the women honestly beat the crap out of Khan's guards, Bond and Q arrive in a hot air balloon. Khan is able to knock out Octopussy and load her into his plane that James is able to catch as it takes off. Bond repays Gobinda for throwing him off of the train by throwing him off of the plane, and after disabling one engine and the flaps, 007 jumps to safety with Octopussy as the plane crashes, killing Khan. Hey, look at that. Mission complete, we did it. Nobody does it better. Unlike 009, we will live to try another day. Let me know what you thought about Octopussy down in the comments, and stay tuned for more Bond in 007.